praying for someone who doesn't deserve it. Then the king said to the man of God, intercede with the Lord your God and pray for me that my hand may be restored. So the man of God interceded with the Lord, and the king's hand was restored and became as it was before. 1 Kings chapter 13, verse 6. Have you ever felt God calling you to pray for someone who you thought didn't deserve it? Do you know people who ignore, even mock God when disaster strikes? They want God to make it better. You ever struggle with the temptation to say, why should I pray for you, when they show such disrespect for God? The prophet Ahijah had good reason to feel the way when God sent him to confront the king, but he prayed anyway. Jeroboam had a rebellion against Solomon's son Rehoboam became the king of the northern 10 tribes of Israel. Ahijah the prophet foretold Jeroboam's success. Chapter 11, verses 29 through 40. Because Jeroboam didn't control Jerusalem, he feared that people's loyalty would be undermined if they continued to travel to the temple there to worship. So he instituted his own religion complete with golden calves and altars. Chapter 12, verses 25 to 33. When God's messenger Ahijah showed up with a prophecy against the pagan altar, the king was offended, but when he pointed to Ahijah to impress, the king's hand instantly shriveled up. Immediately, Jeroboam asked Ahijah to intercede with the Lord your God. Even though he needed help, Jeroboam couldn't bring himself to acknowledge God as the God he should worship. Instead, this was the prophet's God, and the fact that God healed him can only be seen as God's grace extended toward a rebel. But Jeroboam missed that point because he controlled his own religion. But Jeroboam's persistence rejected the God led to the destruction of his entire family, and Ahijah was willing to pray for Jeroboam immediately. And despite the fact that Jeroboam had threatened his life, this kind of praying isn't easy, but we are commanded to do it. Ahijah was under orders to not judgment on the false religion Jeroboam was leading, but given a chance to pray for the wayward king, he didn't hesitate. Jesus said, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Remember that God is willing to listen to prayers for us when we don't deserve it. We should not hesitate to pray for others even when we think they don't deserve it. Lord, help me to obey your commandment to love my enemies and to pray for those who persecute me. I know you've heard and answered the prayers of others to me when I didn't deserve it. Help me to do the same for them. Give me the heart of love you have, so that I can pray for people who hurt or disappoint me.